Michael, if there's one thing today people don't like about the Constitution, it's the Electoral College. Why, we should abolish the Electoral College. Why shouldn't the person who gets the most votes be elected president? What, do we hate democracy?
Well, the person who gets the most votes is the one who gets elected president, but it's just not the popular votes. It's the votes of the electors, and the Founding Fathers did this very consciously and very intentionally.
And these days, the way it works is we have a vote, and in each state, whoever wins the popular vote simply wins all the electoral votes of that state. Think about the Electoral College like the World Series. It's the Mets versus the Red Sox, and let's say the Mets win the first 3 games, 10-0, 10-0, 10-0. And the Red Sox win the last 4 games, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. So who won the series? The Red Sox. They won 4 games. But nobody would be taken seriously coming along later and saying, but let's add up the absolute number of runs they scored across the series. Why, New York scored 30 and Boston scored only 4, so New York is the real winner. We'd think this person was a lunatic because that has nothing whatsoever to do with the World Series or baseball or anything. America is a collection of societies. It's not a big blob. In the Constitution, the United States is consistently referred to in the plural, because that's what we are, a group of societies. So the question is, how many of those societies, or how many games, in effect, can you win?
And think about it this way. Suppose you have a restaurant, and you have soup, and you have steak, and you have key lime pie. I do like my key lime pie. And if you separate those out, it's a delicious 3-course meal. But if you put them in a bowl and mix it together, that's not going to improve the experience for anyone. And that's what people are trying to do when they attack the Electoral College. A person in Rhode Island matters as much as a person in California. And they want to put it all together in a big blender is their argument. People are trying to act like this is them being magnanimous. No. You can see who benefits from this because it's people in California, people in New York, and maybe 1 or 2 other states. And it's like, great. Between them, they have enough electoral votes to run the whole countries. And the other 47 or 48 states can lump it or leave it because New York and California are going to dictate for the entire nation. It's like a cultural thing. You can't tell someone who lives on a farm, hey, you need to take the subway to go to the store to pick up feed for your horse. Their lifestyle is entirely different, and the federal government has to represent all these different lifestyles, which would be lost if it was just a matter of the popular vote and each state didn't matter one from another. In the same way, I'm not getting a horse to go down the coffee shop over in Williamsburg. It's not going to happen. And I'm not going hunting because there's no deer to be had in Central Park. The Electoral College part of it was designed so that people in big cities can't just look at people in sparsely populated areas and say, you know what? You don't matter. There's more of us than there are of you. So it's not just that we're going to have more of a voice. We're going to be the only ones with a voice.